What is going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Tonight, we're talking about my top 10 right fielders heading into 2021. Let's get to it. And what is going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Hello. 24 people to start things off. What is going on? A lot of familiar faces. James Scott, hello. Nate Beast, Jared is here. Rocky Adams, what's going on? Yogi Dude, Tyler, hello. Who else we got in here? I'm seeing Ben Belier, what's going on? Orioles is here. Hello. Alrighty. Did I say Rocky Adams? I can't remember if I said Rocky Adams or not. Alrighty. Whoa, what's going on, everyone? Yankee Sports Center is here. Diego is here. Tice is here. What's going on? NHOJ Crab is here. AJ Ayala is here too. Alrighty, hopefully we get some more people coming in. Everyone, last night I was doing this stream, and we got to about number 6 on the list, and my internet decided to just stop working. And I did really want to go live again last night, but I had some prior plans that I had to attend to. So unfortunately, I could not really get that stream going last night again. I didn't get home till around maybe, I don't know, 11 o'clock last night. Josh is here. What is going on? But yeah, so apologize for that, everyone. I don't know what's been going on lately, like the internet. I mean, it's pretty normal. The internet has to reboot sometimes, but for some reason, Streamlabs decides to just end the stream, whereas before it used to keep retrying over and over again until the internet would come back on, and then things would be fine. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more. But we are gonna do the stream tonight. We're gonna go over my top 10 right fielders heading into 2021. Before I get started, if you are new, think about hitting that subscribe button. The traffic has been a little slow as of late. We're in that awkward time from going from off-season to spring training, so baseball is a little slow at the moment here on the YouTube. So if you are new at all, think about hitting that subscribe button, share the channel, like the stream tonight. That's going to help it get out to more baseball fans. And go follow me on Twitter as well if you would like to talk some baseball throughout the day. So everyone, as always with these lists, they are pretty much impossible to agree on. We're all going to have different places for different players in our heads. We're all going to think someone's going to be lower, someone's going to be higher, someone should be off the list, someone should be on the list. It's completely okay to disagree because it's impossible to agree fully on a list. So, but if you do disagree, please be respectful in the comments. That's all we ask. And, but yeah, so right field, absolutely stacked position. Stacked. Probably one of the best, in my opinion. I mean, in the field, I would probably say, I mean, for position players, it's got to be the most stacked position. I mean, in my opinion, you got some just talent at this position. So, we might as well just go ahead and get right to it. So, here we go. I'm going to start things off. Let's get this music off. Alrighty. So, yeah, last night, what did I get to? I got to number 6 last night before everything just stopped working. So, we're just going to start fresh at number 10. I have Teoscar Hernandez. He was having a really good season last year. Had some injury problems a little bit last year. They kind of slowed him down. But he was on pace for his name was coming up in the MVP talks in the American League. And for good reason. Just take a look at the numbers he was putting up. Here we go, sharing the screen. All right, Teoscar Hernandez. I mean, just look at the numbers here. Hit 289, a 340 on base, almost a 600 slugging, the 16 homers, the 34 RBIs. This is a Blue Jays team that just made the playoffs last year, thanks to the expanded playoffs because of the shortened COVID season. And hey, Teoscar Hernandez was a big reason for that. He did miss 10 games overall last year, but overall, I mean, the guy was just a key bat in that lineup, and this is going to be a really fun Blue Jays team to pay attention to this year. Adding George Springer, just another bat for that lineup. And I mean, that's only going to help Teoscar Hernandez even more. If he can just stay healthy, that bat, I mean, it's not like it was just like a one-season thing. If you go back to 2018, he had 22 homers back in 2018. Then he had 26 in 2019. He was on pace for anywhere from 40 to 50 home runs last year if he played a full season. So the on-base percentage, it's definitely better was better last year compared to the 2 years prior. The slugging has been getting better. So he's only 28 years old. Sorry, he's only 28 years old. He's coming into his own now, so we're going to have to pay attention to see how Teoscar Hernandez does with the Blue Jays. So because of that bit of a breakout season for Hernandez, he earns the number 10 spot for me coming into 2021. Coming in at number 9, I find this guy to be a pretty fun player. As of right now, he is listed as a right fielder, and that is Whit Merrifield. Love me some Whit Merrifield. This is a guy, he's played second, he's played out in center, but it's looking like he's going to be the right fielder this year, at least as of right now. I'd imagine he's probably going to move around a little bit. He can play more than just right field, obviously. So, Whit Merrifield, fun player to me. And this is a fun Royals team to keep an eye out for. They had a really good offseason this past offseason, sorry, and hey, I'm really excited to see what this Royals team can do. Could they be a sneaky wild card team, perhaps? We'll have to wait and see. Whit Merrifield, he's going to be a big reason why if this Royals team is competitive. Let's go look at the stats from last year. So as of right now, he played all 60 games last year. The one thing I like about Whit Merrifield is he's available. He's always playing. I mean, 145 games in 2017, 158 in 2018. All 162 games in 2019, and then he played all 60 games last year. This is a guy that stays on the field, he's healthy, and he produces. Just look at the numbers he's put up. Going back to 2018, he had 302 straight years, had an on base. He had 348 on base in 2019, 367 in 2018. You know, he's not going to give you a ton of homers, but hey, 16 homers in 2019, that was pretty decent, 74 RBIs. Hey, I mean, this guy to me is a really solid player. He's going to give you some speed as well. Look at the 45 stolen bases in 2018. He was on pace for a good amount last year. He's just a good all-around player. The fielding, he's had some down years defensively, according to Fangraphs, but going to have to pay attention to see what he does this coming year. So, Whit Merrifield. I like me some Whit Merrifield. Here we go. Coming in at number 8, big power bat. This team had another pretty decent offseason as well, just like the Royals did. They added some guys. They got a little younger. And, hey, look out for this guy. This guy was maybe a possible MVP candidate, and that is Joey Gallo. All the power in the world from Joey Gallo. This guy can just hit a ball to the moon. Let's go take a look at the numbers with Mr. Joey Gallo. Here we go, taking a look here. All right, Joey Gallo. So if we go back to 2017, 2018, he had back-to-back 40 home run seasons. Then in 2019, this guy was on just a ridiculous pace. He had 22 home runs in 70 games, so he was on pace again for at least 40 home runs. And then some. I mean, the guy drives in runs, but the good thing about that 2019 season compared to the 2017, 2018 seasons was the on-base percentage was so much better. 389 on base in 2019. But the numbers did dip a little bit this past year. On base dropped to 301. Batting average dropped to 181. If we go take a look, he tends to strike out a little bit. Let's go take a look at the numbers. Where are the strikeouts? So if you go back to 2018, 207 strikeouts. That's a decent amount of strikeouts for him. So he's definitely a power, home run or strikeout kind of a guy. But what was really good about last year, or not last year, 2019, was he was still striking out a lot, but he was getting on base. So actually, how many strikeouts did he have in 29? Well, okay, it was over 70 games. So yeah, he was on pace again for a lot of strikeouts. But even though he was striking out a lot, he was still finding a way to get on base and, again, create some power, create some offense. So I'm looking to see. I think you're going to see a pretty decent season from Joey Gallo. I think this Rangers team is going to be a little better than what people think. I like this Rangers team. There's some good pieces on there. So, hey, Joey Gallo. His name was coming up in trade rumors last year. At the trade deadline, could we maybe see Joey Gallo, if the Rangers are just completely out of it, could we maybe see them try to deal a Joey Gallo? We'll have to wait and see. But he makes it at number 8 for me. Here we go. Alrighty, we're almost at the mark where we got shut down last night. So here we go. Coming in at Actually, were we at number 7 last night? I can't fully remember. Anyway, at number 7, really like this player a lot. I am familiar with his grandfather. Well, I never really watched him play, but hey, he long lives in Red Sox history. His grandson, Mike Yastrzemski. Of course, Carl Yastrzemski, a big part of Red Sox history. But Mike Yastrzemski, he is carving out a bit of a career of his own, playing very well last year. Really liked what Mike Yastrzemski was doing last year. Here we go. I had him on my fantasy team last year, and he was just a solid guy in my lineup every single day. Here we go, sharing the screen. I would think some people might think, Yastrzemski could be a little higher. To me, this was, I don't know, I just felt like the right spot for him. But, really good season last year. 297, had a 400 on base, 54 games, had a 568 slugging, about 2.5 wins contributed. The Giants were very close to making the playoffs. It was a short season, and they were right there until the last game of the season, couldn't quite make it. And that kind of surprised some people. But Mike Yastrzemski, he was a big reason why. If you go back to 2019, 107 games. Hey, good season from him. He had 21 homers, had the 55 RBIs, decent average, decent on base, decent slugging. But then he just really started to up it last year. He's always been a minor league guy. Came over from the Orioles. And then he's really just kind of come into his own in the last couple of years. Really like what this guy, what he can do. He's just a good on-base guy. He's going to give you some homers. He's going to drive in some runs. I like Mike Yastrzemski. He plays the field. At least last year, he played the field decently. So I like Mike Yastrzemski. And the projections are definitely favoring him again. At least 20 home runs, at least 70 RBIs in all of the projections. A decent on base in all of his projections. So I like Mike Yastrzemski. I could see people arguing whether or not he should be higher or maybe even lower on this list, but I like him here. I like him here at number 7. So, alrighty. Now I think we are all caught up from when the stream got shut down last night. I think we're still good. Are we still good? All right, everything's still good. Here we go. Coming in at number 6, I have Michael Conforto. This guy, I feel like you don't hear much about this guy very much. The Mets, for the last couple of years, they have not really been able to get anything done. And really the right fielder that gets talked about the most in New York is Aaron Judge. And I feel like Conforto, you don't really seem to hear about him too much. But this guy, if you go take a look at these numbers that he's put up some good numbers. Let's go take a look. Here we go. So going all the way back to 2017, 27 homers in 2017, 28 in 2018, 33 in 2019. He drives in runs. He gets on base. The average for the most part has been meh for the most part, but he gets on base. But look at last year in 2020, over 54 games, had 9 homers, so that's on pace for what he's usually doing, somewhere around like 25, 30 home runs. He was still on pace to drive in a good amount of runs, but look at the batting average. Really started getting some more balls into play, able to get on base more that way. 322 batting average, a 412 on base, a 515 slugging. Very good. The fielding isn't quite the best from him compared to other right fielders, but the guy is just very good offensively. I like Michael Conforto a lot. This is going to be a really fun Mets team. I'm really excited to see what this Mets team can do. MLB Trade Rumors actually just put up a poll, and they basically said over-under for 92.5 wins for the Mets. And running away with the poll was under 92.5 wins. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Do you think the Mets are going to go over or under 92.5 wins? Let me actually pull up that poll really quick. It was on MLB Trade Rumors. And so I'm just going to say over. I think it's going to be over. But yeah, 63. So how many votes? About 5,600 votes. They have about 64% going under 92.5, and then about 36% going over. So pretty interesting. I don't know. I feel like this Mets team is going to be pretty good. And Michael Conforto, to me, I think this guy's going to be really good. He's only 28 years old, just going into his prime. Have to wait and see. I really like Conforto a lot. I think you just don't hear about him very much because, well, the Yankees are the talk of the town the last few years. And, hey, And Aaron Judge, he's the right fielder of New York, it seems. So, but hey, maybe Conforto, maybe he can change that discussion this coming year. But I like Michael Conforto a lot. He gets the number 6 spot for me. Moving on here. Alrighty, we're going to get into our top 5 now. Entering the top 5. Here we go. Aaron Judge. Hey, I mean, I'm just saying, it was tough for me for this to put Judge here. I know that the talent's there. Obviously, the talent's there. The only thing with Aaron Judge is he just can't stay on the field. It's this guy last year. This guy, like when baseball was at a downtime last year, when the season started, everyone, they were looking for someone to kind of carry the game a little bit. And Aaron Judge was just going out of his mind last year. Like the start to the season that he was just electric. Aaron Judge was the talk of Major League Baseball, and then he got hurt, and then he missed more than half of the season, only played 28 games. He had the 9 home runs, the 257 average. I mean, after he came back from that, what was the injury again? Did he like something with his oblique or his shoulder? I can't fully remember, but he went down, and then he just, I don't know, never really seemed to kind of get it going again when he got back. But I gotta put him at number 5. Like, it was like, to me, I just couldn't, in my head, as much as I love the numbers, I just could not put Conforto in front of Judge, because I just know the type of player Judge can be. So I just had to put Judge in front of Conforto. I just couldn't do it, because I personally just think, I think a lot of people would agree that Judge is just the better player. I'm just saying, but if you go take a look, even when he's been hurt, he still puts up really good numbers. 112 games in 2018, had the 27 homers. 2019, 27 homers again in less games, in 10 less games. The guy's on base is always really good. He's always a good average. But Aaron Judge, it's not just the offense, it's the defense as well. This guy, if we go take a look at the advanced stats when it comes to the fielding, this guy puts up great numbers. Here we go. He has saved so many runs defensively. Look at 2019. He saved 20 runs defensively, 17 in 2018. Look at the UZR, 12.7 UZR, 8.4 in 2018. The guy gets it done not just offensively, but defensively as well. He has a good arm. He's sneaky good out there in right field. A lot of people, when you think of Aaron Judge, you think of the bat, but the glove is also really good as well. The only thing with Aaron Judge is just the health. So, according to Aaron Boone, he was saying Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, they kind of backed away from the weights this past offseason, trying not to do so much banging and clanging in the weight room, and they focused a little more on yoga this past offseason. So, could we finally see a fully healthy season from him for the first time since 2017, where, personally, I thought Aaron Judge, man, that year, hindsight, yes, you would give it to him now because, the Jose Altuve, the trash can thing. But, Aaron Judge to me was so good that year. It was insane how good he was that year. And he didn't get the MVP. But man, could we finally see Judge just finally put together like 100, even like 140 games? Can we see that from Judge? As a Red Sox fan, that scares me to death. But as a baseball fan, we're going to have to wait and see. But Aaron Judge, to me, based off of the talent alone, he gets the number 5 spot for me. He could be higher on this list if he can just stay healthy. So, coming in at number 4, let me smell. I can already smell the overrated comments coming in already. But this guy, hey, good season from him last year. The talent's there. Yes, he can be a little up and down in his career, but I'm sorry. I got to go with this guy at number 4, and that is Bryce Harper. So Bryce Harper, I really think Bryce Harper, could he be due for an MVP type of season? We'll have to take a look at how he does this year, but let's take a look at how he did last year, and let's take a look at how he's done over the last few years as well. So taking a look here, pretty solid season for him last year. Well, actually, no, very solid season. The average, not the best batting average in the world, but whatever. He's getting on base at a 420 clip last year over 58 games, 542 slugging, had the 13 homers. It was kind of weird with him last year. The defense, according to Fangraphs, wasn't the best last year. 2018, his defense wasn't great. He's never been the best defensive player. But then he had a good season defensively in 2019, so I'm not sure what he did different. I don't know. But offensively, the numbers are there. I mean, the guy is just really good. I mean, sure, he's not going to, his numbers will kind of take some dips and spots here and there. But, I mean, this guy, man, 2015, when he won the MVP, holy crap, man. Look at that season. 42 homers, 99 RBIs, hit 330 that year, the 460 on base. That's insane. And, he's obviously not putting up those kind of numbers again. But I think Bryce Harper, to me, he's still one of the best players in the game. I know he gets a lot of overrated comments. I mean, I think there's times, to me, where I think he gets maybe pushed to the moon a little too much. I don't think he's like this elite type of a player like a Mike Trout, but I still think Bryce Harper is really good. So, really like Bryce Harper a lot. He gets the number 4 spot for me. Here we go. Going into the top 3. I mean, this position is just stacked. It's such a stacked position. So it's crazy that you're putting Bryce Harper at number 4, Aaron Judge at number 5. Like, these are really good players. This is just such a deep position. Okay, but at number 3, here we go. Ronald Acuna Jr. That hair no longer exists. That man got a haircut. But Ronald Acuna Jr., man, it is insane. It is insane that he is only, how old is this guy? I think he's 22. He's 23. Okay, here we go. Pulling up the numbers. Ronald Acuna Jr., man. This guy, 23 years old, and he is putting up just insane numbers. 2019, had the 41 home runs. He was almost a 40-40 guy in his second year in the major leagues. The guy, what else is there to say? Just look at the numbers. He did miss some time this past year. He is going to be sliding over to right because Christian Pache, more than likely, is going to be getting the bulk of center field playing time, which is going to be great for the defense. Christian Pache, man, look out for that defense out there. The guy's a wizard out in center field. That's going to be just good for the defense overall. Acuna can move over to right. So I had a couple of people in the center fielder list say like, oh, hey, where's Ronald Acuna Jr.? But it's looking like Pache is going to be the center fielder. So if everything goes to plan. But Ronald Acuna Jr. is on the right fielder list. Looking at the numbers. 14 home runs still in the 46 games, 29 RBIs, 8 stolen bases. The batting average was a little lower this past year. However, the guy was still getting on base at a career high. So the batting average dipped, but he was still getting on base. So he's walking a lot more. The slugging was a career high. The guy's insane. He had a career high WRC plus. This Braves team, I'm telling you, do not sleep on the Braves this year. Maybe the bullpen is a little weaker than what it was last year. But man, I really like this Braves team. And this Ronald Acuna Jr., he's only getting better. He's only 23 years old. This is insane. But to me, it is insane to me that he is in the number 3 spot. Insane. But that's who I have at number 3. Such a good player. Such a good player. Here we go. Coming in at number 2. Man, this list is stacked, man. At number 2, Juan Soto. I can't believe Juan Soto is in the number 2 spot. That's just how good the number 1 guy is. Juan Soto, man, look out for Juan Soto this year. Could we maybe see an MVP season out of Mr. Juan Soto? This guy missed some time last year due to COVID. Missed the start of the season. Here we go, sharing the screen. But the guy still put up just the most stupid numbers. He had a 490 on base. A 490 on base over 46 games. Had 13 home runs. He hit 350. He had a 201 WRC plus. He had 2.5 wins contributed, and he missed 13 games. This guy's out of his mind. The one thing with Juan Soto, so he's moving over to right field now. He's played left field for the majority of his career so far. If we take a look, taking a look. He did play a little bit of right last year. He played 43 innings, so there's not too much of a sample size to look at when it comes to the advanced stats. He had -1 defensive runs saved. He had the -0.5 UZR. But out in left, he's not really been all that great when it comes to the fielding. Right field, that's going to be a much harder position. How is that going to work out? I think if this guy, I think what sets him apart for the #1 spot is simply the defense. He just has not shown great defense, at least with those numbers. If you go take a look, but then if you look at the defensive runs above average, he's just way into the negatives. Like, so to me, if Juan Soto figured out the glove, figured out what has been dogging him out there in the field, this guy could be #1 on this list. But because of the fielding, I can't put him at #1. The bat alone is more than capable for the #1 spot. But the fielding, to me, I don't think it's quite there. And so either way, though, that's how good this guy's bat is. This guy is insane. And he's only 22 years old. That is insane. 22. Look at you got a 23-year-old in the 3 spot, and you got a 22-year-old in the 2 spot. I mean, that's nuts. These guys are the future of baseball. Love Juan Soto. Yeah, I may be nitpicking a little bit with the fielding, but I'm not taking anything away. I mean, the guy's insane, man. The guy's insane. So, however, coming in at #1, the man that I still cry myself to sleep over every single night, that he is no longer in Boston. I mean, I honestly, like, to me, this guy is the #2 player in the game right now behind Mike Trout. Some people want to say he's actually the #1 player in the game right now. I'm going to still stick with him at #2 in that spot. I do have a video on Mike Trout versus this man on who is the best. Personally, I give a slight edge to Mr. Mike Trout still. However, this guy, to me, hands down, is the best right fielder in the game. Mookie Betts goes to the Dodgers this past year, helps them win a World Series. This guy, what else is there to say? He just has an all-around game. Just an all-around game. The guy can hit for power. He can hit for average. He has speed on the bases. But the guy out in the field is absolutely out of his mind. Let's go take a look at the numbers with Mookie Betts. Man, it is still crazy to me that this guy was just on the Red Sox 2 years ago. Here we go. Taking a look. Mr. Mookie Betts, a 3-win player last year, 55 games played, 16 homers, 292 average, 366 on base, 562 slugging. Yeah, Juan Soto is going to have him beat when it comes to the offense, but with Mookie Betts, look at the defensive numbers. I mean, in a short season last year, you would have seen a much higher number here. He had 3.1 defensive runs above average, but if you go back to 2016 to 2018, over in the double digits there. 2019, very respectable as well still. But this guy, the type of plays that he makes out there, the guy has a legit arm. Just go look at, just type in Mookie Betts defensive plays out there, or defensive highlights. The guy is insane. But he just brings an all-around game where this guy's just a winner. He's the type of player that you build your team around. He is a top pick in fantasy baseball, or at least one of the top picks. Juan Soto is too. But when I'm thinking of building a team around a guy, this is a guy that you can build around because he can kind of just do everything. So he's already got 2 World Series championships now. He's been a big reason for those World Series championships. He hasn't ever really hit very well in the postseason. He did have a clutch home run in Game 6 of the World Series this past year in the 8th inning, I believe, if my memory serves me right. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. But he had a couple of home runs in the postseason this past year. He hit pretty decent. I think in the World Series he picked it up. Going into the World Series, he wasn't hitting very well. And then the defense was carrying him. So in the World Series, though, he started to pick it up. Ended up hitting 296 in the postseason. .378 on base. Like I said, had the couple homers, the 8 RBIs, had 6 stolen bases. The guy just gets it done all over the place. He gets it done at the plate. He gets it done on the field. He gets it done on the bases. I mean, what else is there to say? He's got 2 World Series under his belt, and he's only 28 years old. Here is another face of baseball. Mookie Betts. What else is there to say? So that is my list, everyone. That is all I got for tonight. Everyone, let me know what you think in the chat. Would you give this a thumbs up of a list? Thumbs down? Let me know. I feel like I did okay on this list. Tell me what you guys think. So, definitely some guys you can maybe argue can be moved around. I would, oh no. The bots are back. Here we go. But yeah, Jacob Law, you're right. I did not recap the list. Let's do a quick recap of the list. So at number 10, I had Teoscar Hernandez. At number 9, I had Whit Merrifield. At number 8, I had Joey Gallo. At number 7, I had Mike Yastrzemski. At number 6, I had Michael Conforto. At number 5, I had Aaron Judge. At number 4, I have Bryce Harper. At number 3, I have Ronald Acuna Jr. At number 2, Juan Soto. And at number 1, Mookie Betts. What a stacked position this is, everyone. But everyone, I'm going to get out of here. I might go live here again in a little bit. There might be some news I want to talk about. I'm going to kind of take a look at everything going on in the league. But do look out for a live stream again at some point tonight. I at least be on the lookout for it. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to go live again or not tonight. So if I do, I'm going to go over some news and notes throughout the league. And but if I don't, I'll be live again tomorrow night. So our next on our list of position player rankings, we have relief pictures and starting pictures. I'm going to try and get both of those tomorrow. I'm going to go live for both of those tomorrow night. So be on the lookout for that. So again, not quite sure if I'm going live again tonight. I'm 50-50 as of right now, but definitely keep your eyes open for that. Everyone, I appreciate you for coming out tonight. As always, it's a pleasure having all of you come in and watch my face talk about some baseball. So everyone, again, thank you. And as always, I'll talk to you next time.